The 7 things you should be talking about today. Number 7.
Auburn head coach Bruce Pearl opened up his press conference following his decisive, I guess would be a better way to say that, 82-70 victory over Creighton by crediting divine favor for the team's success. Pearl also used the platform to call attention to Eden Alexander, a U.S. citizen held hostage by the terrorist group Hamas. And Pearl had cleared this with his team, which is nice. And Pearl has also been outspoken on the war in Gaza for quite some time. He emphasized the need to bring hostages home before raising this issue. He did check with his team, as I said before, to make sure that they were fine with him speaking on the subject, which I think is very, very nice. But Bruce Pearl is not going to be silenced. He's taking a lot of criticism for this. His support of Israel, his general conservative politics, he has been pilloried for this, and it's not great.
Number 6.
The Washington Post coverage of U.S. Representative Dale Strong includes following a seemingly deranged activist around as she sends things to his house and goes to Strong's place of worship to confront him. The publication also suggests that Republicans are displeased with him because he has been silent on Doge's actions, which, of course, is not true. And they are impacting the region reliant on government jobs, also not true. Strong accurately says he is a very available congressman to constituents and defends the cuts as necessary, which sort of blow up the argument that he was silent on Doge and showing that this is lazy activism under the guise of garbage journalism. And these people need to be called out for their crappy coverage, as I'm doing right now.
Number 5.
This is not great. It's not great. This is bad. This is really bad. The White House has now confirmed that top officials, including Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, inadvertently texted sensitive Yemeni airstrike plans to Atlantic editor Jeffrey Goldberg through an unsecured Signal chat, leading to widespread outrage and accusations of incompetence. Those accusations seem pretty fitting in this situation. Lawmakers from both parties, including U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer of New York, Senator John Cornyn, a Republican of Texas, they condemned the huge screw-up and the potential violation of national security. Some, like Senator Chris Coons of Delaware, a Democrat, are labeling it criminal in demanding accountability. Government employees should not be using the Signal app. That's a big problem.
Number 4.
Alabama Governor Kay Ivey is cheering on some capital investment in the state. $7 billion. According to the 2024 New and Expanded Industry Announcement Report. Now, try to get me not to read the 2024 New and Expanding Industry Announcement Report. It's in my house every year. I cannot get enough of it. The investments could produce approximately 500 jobs for the state. According to the report, the high level of capital investment was largely being done through a bunch of different things, like the Novelis $1.6 billion aluminum mill expansion, Meta's $800 million Montgomery data center, $1.2 billion invested in rural areas, and all of this proves that Alabama's economic surge is not letting up.
Number 3.
All right. Hyundai's announcement, another economic investment story, $21 billion investment in U.S. operations. Features a $5.8 billion steel plant in Louisiana and expansions in Alabama and Georgia. It is being touted by President Donald Trump as proof that his tariff strategy is attracting money and jobs to the United States. The South Korean automaker plans to boost production to 1.2 million vehicles annually and create over 100,000 jobs by 2028. This will enhance supply chains. Specifics for the plant in Montgomery, already at 4,000 employees, were not directly discussed. However, this is good. Good investment here for the state of Alabama. Good investment for the American Southeast. This is good stuff. So we should want more of this.
Number 2.
The Alabama Public Library Service Board has finally cut state funding to the Fairhope Public Library after conservative parents objected to books like Sold being in the teen section. A decision board chairman John Wall defended as protecting kids, though critics like Amber Free of Read Free Alabama, a group with zero policy victories but a load of glowing media coverage, called it extremist outreach. The move, the first under a new state law tying funding to youth content policies, stunned Library Secretary Randall Wright, who apparently hasn't been following the news and mood on this issue in Alabama and beyond. But it is just completely embarrassing for these people not to be able to understand. We told you, we warned you, you didn't care, and now you're finding out.
And today's number 1 thing you should be talking about today.
Facing potential and deserved charter revocation from the Alabama Public Charter School Commission, the Magic City Acceptance Academy's CEO, Dr. Karen Musgrove, has submitted a notarized statement detailing extensive changes to their facility that include revising curricula and the removal of DEI-focused materials to align with state law. Now, listen to me. This is a gay school. And I don't mean that in the way that my generation used to say this is gay. It's literally a gay school. The entire purpose is to take gay kids and put them into a facility where there's nothing but gay kids and they focus on their gayness. This is a all-around terrible, awful, no good idea. And the fact that the state of Alabama is funding this is the worst thing that could possibly happen to these kids. I'm telling you this right now. You want to fix this? Here's what you do. Ready? I'm going to solve this issue for everyone involved. Stop funding this school and shut it down. You send these kids back to the schools from which they came, and you make those situations safe for them. If the issue is they're not being treated fairly at these schools, then that's a problem. Now, you shouldn't give in to their worst instincts. We should not be having divisive concepts and DEI and all this nonsense, but taking these kids who are having problems in the regular school, not because of behavior, not because of anything other than the idea that they're gay, that does not help them in the long run. You're not giving them any specialized instruction other than to be gay. So I'm sorry, this is a bad idea. Put them back in the classrooms, and if there are issues in their schools, fix those issues. Now, this is all about their fear of being shut down because lawmakers have made it clear they're about to defund this thing. 1819 News has reported multiple instances of the school operating outside of the law with ongoing promotion of LGBTQ plus AI, ampersand, upside down, smiley face plus themes, drag queens, and even children with tails, prompting lawmakers again to suggest the end is near for the controversial school, singular. And that leads me to ask this question. Are there any other schools in the country that do this? Why did Alabama allow this? This needs to stop. This is bad. It needs to stop. Shut this crap down. That's what the people of Alabama have decided. And Alabama bureaucrats cannot seem to understand the mood of the Alabama people. So lawmakers, they have to essentially operate as the sword for Alabama citizens. So get out there and choppy. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So we will continue following these stories. By the way, my wife texted me and said, stop doing a terrible KIV accent. Never. I will never stop doing a KIV accent. Are you trying to tell me that KIV wasn't sitting in the governor's mansion reading the 2024 new and expanded industries announcement report? Of course she was. So don't tell me that wasn't happening. We will continue right here on News and Views, and you can get your calls in right here or your texts right here at 205-545-9950. You can text in your question for 10 with him, or you could just praise my wonderful KIV accent that my wife hates, apparently. But I don't care. We will continue. I'm Dale Jackson, and this is the fastest hour of radio anywhere on your radio dial.